Welcome to Columbus News Channel. Smoke rose in a part of Russia located between two seas. Atmosphere of panic increased in the Russian military shipyard. Flames rose from the Russian aircraft carrier. Naval operations can be launched at any time. Moscow's troop loss exceeded 100,000. Military losses have now reached irreparable proportions. Russia is about to regret starting the war. Ukrainian army launched surprise attacks on the critical line in Luhansk. This line can pass under the control of Ukraine at any time. Russian soldiers are losing their strength on the eastern front. While the operations intensified, the Ukrainian soldiers made surprising moves. Ukrainian defense intelligence made important statements about the possibility of a missile attack by Russia. In these days when the war has become critical and has reached a completely different dimension, the developments are now getting much more remarkable. Smoke rose from the Russian military shipyard in the region of Russia between the two seas. Russian aircraft carrier caught fire. In the region between the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov, Russia was worried. Flames rose from Russia's Zvezdoka military shipyard. There were moments of tension at this repair plant in the Krasnodar region. A fire broke out on the cruiser Russian aircraft carrier Admiral Kuznetsov, which was deployed to be repaired at this shipyard. Then the fire protection system was activated and extinguished the fire. This aircraft carrier will take longer to repair due to fire. At the same time, the increase in price and plans for its deployment will also suffer. Although these events do not disable ships, they do cause a glitch. Thus, possible operations are delayed. It is claimed that this incident may have been carried out by the Ukrainian army. It is known that Russia has not achieved success on land or in the air. Recently, it is thought that it may start operations at sea for these reasons. On top of that, the realization of such developments is of even more critical importance. Moreover, it is known that the Krasnodar region, where this shipyard is located, was used as a Russian military base and explosions had occurred in the region before. In addition, this region, which is a large industrial center, is seen as important due to its location. Military equipment damaged in such industrial areas is repaired and necessary spare parts are produced. Military production is also disrupted when attacks are carried out in these military industrial areas. Fact that Moscow, which has already suffered serious losses for the sake of the war, is damaged in such areas makes it almost impossible to compensate for its losses. Moreover, since it cannot supply spare parts due to Western sanctions, military industrial zones are of critical importance in order to ensure its own production. Especially the shipyards at sea are of great importance for possible naval operations of Russia. Tensions begin to rise, especially in the last days of the war. It is seen that the Russian army could not achieve success in the operations carried out in the air and on the ground. One of the biggest reasons for this is the strategic mistakes he made on the fronts. As it is known, Russia attempted to attack the capital of Ukraine with wrong moves even at the beginning of the war. He was not successful in these attacks and lost many of his experienced soldiers. After giving up hope of ground operations, Moscow increased its airstrikes. However, these attacks were not successful. One of the biggest reasons for this is the increase in the capabilities of the Ukrainian soldiers, as well as the increase in various air defense systems coming to the country. On top of all this, it is estimated that Russia may launch operations in the seas. The Ukrainian army has previously carried out attacks targeting Russian military bases and ships in the Black Sea waters. In fact, several Russian military ships were hit and seriously damaged. After these moves, Russia has now moved its expensive missiles away from this Black Sea and Azov Sea, which also borders Ukraine. He deploys these ships to the Black Sea only when he will attack, and immediately withdraws this ship, which he has on war duty. Now the moves in the sea have also become critical. In the past weeks, a Russian military shipyard in the Black Sea was attacked. As a result of the attack, Russian ships were damaged. Reason for targeting these shipyards is the repair of military ships in this area and the decommissioning of deployed warships. As a result of these attacks, the military power in the sea is also wanted to be weakened. Ground operations are also successfully carried out by the Ukrainian army. This time the Ukrainian armed forces launched surprise attacks in the direction of Kreminna in Luhansk. Ukrainian troops, who have been steadily advancing in the region for the last few days, surprised the Russian army. While the Ukrainian army was advancing towards the Belogorovka and Dubrova regions, it unexpectedly started attacks in the direction of the Crimea line, surprising the Russian soldiers. These attacks, on the other hand, are thought to have been carried out to weaken and distract the attacks of Russian soldiers on other sides of the line. As it is known, if the Ukrainian army gains full control over this line, the link between the two fronts of the Russian army in Donbass may be broken. Moreover, for this reason, logistics flow and military communication between the fronts will also be interrupted. For these reasons, the line is of great importance for both sides. For these reasons, operations in the region are increasing and mutual conflicts are becoming more intense. Now, the strategies of the country's soldiers on the fronts determine the course of the war to a large extent. Russia, on the other hand, continues its efforts to attack, although it suffers losses. Russia has now suffered serious losses since the beginning of the war. The biggest losses were on the side of the soldiers. More than 100,000 Russian soldiers have been neutralized so far. Moreover, as we mentioned, many of these were due to strategic mistakes. In addition, the accurate moves of the Ukrainian army caused these losses to reach an irreparable level. Russian military headquarters and command centers, which are shot by Ukrainian soldiers every day, also increase Russia's troop losses. As it is known, there are experienced soldiers in these headquarters, and as a result of each move, these soldiers are gradually decreasing. In command centers, military communications are cut off as a result of the attack. This causes Russian soldiers fighting at the front to not be able to reach their commanders and to make the right decisions in difficult moments. For this, all kinds of moves on the front become more critical. If these losses increase, Moscow's military operational power will gradually weaken. Despite this, the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine highlighted the possibility of Russia launching a new major missile attack on Ukraine on 22 or the 23rd of December. According to Ukrainian sources, he estimates that Russia will include all existing cruise missile carriers with a range of 500 kilometers or more. According to Defense Intelligence, Russia is preparing to deploy at least 4 Iskander, about 3 caliber cruise missile carriers, and up to 3 Tu-22 M3 and 8 to 14 Tu-95 MS aircraft. It is also known that the movement area of ships and planes in the Sevastopol port in Crimea will be restricted on 23 to 27 December due to missile launches. Russia carried out the previous major missile attack on December 16. Russia attacked with 74 missiles that day. Despite attacking 5 regions with 74 missiles, the Ukrainian air defense shot down 60 of these missiles. Ukraine will carry out an even more successful defense when it also receives new military aid from the United States. But Russia may be in a hurry to attack before aid may come from the United States. As the aid continues to increase, it will not be possible for the Russian soldiers to reach their goals in their attacks. Moreover, it was stated that Russia now has the last resources for major missile attacks. This missile can only carry out attacks a few more times. After that, the ammunition resources in his hands will start to run out gradually. For this reason, it is critical for infrastructures and many military areas that these attacks cannot be hit. It is known that the Ukrainian troops have been much more successful in air defense in recent days. However, with more support, the success of airstrikes may be made impossible. For this, it is imperative that the military defense support that is specified to come from the countries is sent as soon as possible. In the following process, the steps to be taken by the countries have to be determined in a much more strategic direction. We'll see what happens in the next few days. We have reached the end of another video. You can support us by liking the video. You can easily follow new videos by subscribing. I wish you all a war-free day. See you.